I have always wondered which Marvel Star Wars story I consider the best. There are several candidates from the issues published before The Empire Strikes Back, like the Wheel Saga or Valance the Bounty Hunter arc. After The Empire Strikes Back, we are treated to many terrific stories, with the Shara Bree story being a clear standout. But there is one tale that I feel may be the best Marvel Star Wars comic story published. That story takes place in Star Wars number 51 and 52 and introduces a new Imperial superweapon, the Tarkin. Star Wars number 51, Resurrection of Evil. Star Wars number 51, titled Resurrection of Evil, begins with a rebel, Captain Tev, returning to the rebel fleet with vital information that can mean the end of the rebellion. Captain Tev dies of injuries just short of reaching the fleet, but the Alliance is able to retrieve his ship, and Tev is found in his X-Wing cockpit clutching a canister holding a dire message from the Patrine system. Elsewhere, Leia Organa and C-3PO are scouting for a suitable planet for the rebels to establish a new base after they fled Hoth. Unfortunately, the planet they are on is overrun with Gundarks, and they flee in their ship. These creatures are mentioned in The Empire Strikes Back when Han Solo tells Luke Skywalker, "You look strong enough to pull the ears off a Gundark." I like that the Gundarks drawn in this issue do not have ears because it sounds like a phrase Han would make up, similar to his boast of making the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. But in the Clone Wars animated series, Gundarks are depicted in a completely different way, including having large ears. Meanwhile, Luke Skywalker is scouting another planet which turns out to be an Imperial outpost. Luke is attacked by an AT-ST Scout Walker when AT-ATs appear over the horizon, commanded by Major Kuru. Luke is able to quickly dispatch the Scout Walker by cutting off one of its legs with his lightsaber, and he escapes the planet before the AT-AT containing Major Kuru is able to shoot his X-Wing out of the sky. Finally, Lando Calrissian and Chewbacca are aboard the Millennium Falcon pursuing a lead on Han Solo's location. Their target is an alien aboard another ship which ducks into a nearby asteroid field. Lando is reluctant to pursue the alien into the field, telling Chewbacca he is not the pilot Han is. Before Lando and Chewie make a decision, Luke, Leia, Lando, and Chewie are recalled to the fleet, suspending their missions. There, they are briefed on the Empire's latest superweapon under construction, the Tarkin. The Tarkin has all the offensive capabilities of the Death Star, but with none of its weaknesses. Our heroes, along with C-3PO and R2-D2, are sent on a mission to infiltrate the Tarkin and destroy it from within. Lando is not asked to join the mission because the other heroes do not trust him. They travel to the planet Hakaleg in the Patrine system on the Millennium Falcon, where Luke and Leia equip themselves with uniforms, and our heroes join a work detail being shuttled to the Tarkin. While this is happening, Darth Vader, aboard his flagship the Executor in the Patrine system, meets with Major Kuru. After Kuru explains the rebel escaped, Darth Vader uses the Force to compel Kuru to kill himself by exiting the spacecraft through an airlock. The first issue ends with Darth Vader arriving on the Tarkin. Vader senses Luke's presence and orders Captain Vole to remove all security personnel from the area of the main power reactors. After carrying out Vader's orders, Captain Vole joins a group of Imperial officers on board the Tarkin, having a secret meeting where they are planning the assassination of Darth Vader due to his harsh treatment of officers who fail. Interestingly, a similar story arc about Imperial officers wanting to discredit Darth Vader was being told in the newspaper strips by writer Archie Goodwin and artist Al Williamson when this issue came out. The story arc, called Darth Vader Strikes, was published between April 20th and July 26, 1981. Taking place between A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back, this story sees Luke Skywalker volunteer to infiltrate the Fondor shipyards where Vader's flagship, the Executor, is being built. In this story, Darth Vader is setting a trap to eliminate the Imperial officers who resent him, and Luke is the bait. Star Wars number 52, To Take the Tarkin. Star Wars number 52, titled To Take the Tarkin, immediately jumps into the action as our heroes are forced to move quickly. The group is stopped by a stormtrooper squad who detect our heroes are carrying a proton grenade. In a move that would make Han Solo proud, Leia shoots the troopers and the group splits up. C-3PO, R2-D2, and Chewbacca go to take out the shield generator, Princess Leia is to secure the escape route, and Luke Skywalker sets out to destroy the Tarkin's main power reactor. On the Tarkin's bridge, Colonel Nord informs Vader of the incident, and Vader tells Nord to secure all escape routes the infiltrators might use while Vader takes care of the power reactor personally. Shortly afterwards, Nord meets with the other Imperial officers, and they agree now is the time to act. Back on Hakaleg, we learn Lando Calrissian stowed away on the Millennium Falcon, and Imperials have identified the Falcon as a known rebel ship. Lando convinces the stormtroopers that he is smuggling a rare spice, which they take as payment to leave the Falcon alone. On the Tarkin, C-3PO and R2-D2 distract a stormtrooper squad near the tractor beam generator. Chewbacca picks up one of the stormtroopers and throws him into the apparatus, destroying it. Leia's portion of the mission is less successful, however, as she finds herself in a firefight with stormtroopers and flees as reinforcements approach. Darth Vader is in the main power reactor area to confront Luke, and Colonel Nord from the Tarkin's bridge opens an airlock that ruins both Vader and Luke's plans. Luke relies on his mechanical hand to facilitate an escape. Darth Vader uses the Force to withstand the escaping atmosphere, and once he seals the airlock, he looks up at a security camera and tells Colonel Nord he will deal with him later. Leia finds herself in the mechanism for the cannon and sabotages it. Shortly afterward, Leia meets up with Chewbacca, C-3PO, and R2-D2 in a room above the docking bay. She contacts Luke, who is pinned down by stormtroopers, and R2-D2, tapped into the computer system, helps Luke escape. They are able to steal a shuttle and leave the Tarkin. Now on the Tarkin's bridge, Vader orders 2 TIE fighters to cripple the escaping craft. Our heroes engage in a dogfight with the fighters when the Millennium Falcon, piloted by Lando, swoops in to save the day. Darth Vader personally pursues the Falcon in his modified TIE fighter. Luke is able to damage Vader's TIE when he releases the Falcon's water supply into space between the ships. Colonel Nord takes advantage of this and orders the Tarkin's cannon to fire on both the Millennium Falcon and Darth Vader's TIE fighter, but the Tarkin explodes due to Leia's handiwork earlier. Conclusion. David Michelini crafted a terrific and surprisingly dense story, and Walt Simonson delivers strong art for both the covers and the pages within these 2 issues. The story in Star Wars number 51 and 52 draw on many familiar themes and situations from the movies. Star Wars number 52 has the most references to the original movie. The Tarkin has many locations similar to those areas visited on the Death Star. The Millennium Falcon appearing out of nowhere to assist our heroes escape recalls Han and Chewie saving Luke at the end of A New Hope. The destruction of the Tarkin and Vader escaping in his TIE fighter are also reminders of the end of the original movie. The main power reactor area looks very similar to Bespin. Star Wars number 51 has obvious references to The Empire Strikes Back. In addition to the AT-ST and AT-AT walkers, we have an asteroid field, and Darth Vader killing a subordinate for failing is reminiscent of Vader's actions in the film. When Luke and Leia acquire their uniforms on Hakaleg, it draws comparisons to the pair on the planet Mimbin in Splinters of the Mind's Eye. Even Return of the Jedi, a movie that won't see release for almost 2 years after these issues came out, comes to mind. In Star Wars number 51, General Riken asks why the Empire has not constructed a second Death Star. The Tarkin is more or less that second Death Star. The idea of Imperial officers wanting to assassinate Darth Vader is brilliant, and the other heroes' mistrust of Lando Calrissian so soon after The Empire Strikes Back is completely understandable. I always thought infiltrating the workforce constructing the Tarkin was a smarter plan than that used by rebels in Return of the Jedi. I also wonder how that last movie would have turned out if rebels sneak aboard the Death Star to destroy it from within. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe so I can bring you more content, and please leave a comment below.